If you like to shop for clothes and have a sense of adventure, then Gamarra is the place for you. It stretches some 50 blocks, that's around 50,000 square meters in downtown Lima. It's the largest clothing and textile market in Latin America. It's also one of the best ways to see Peru's informal economy in action. A lot of people get by working here in Gamarra. Trade is brisk, but if you're living and working day to day, you don't have the time or the resources to set up a formal business. Venezuelans fleeing the economic and political crisis in their country have swollen the ranks of street vendors here.
El trato ha sido chévere, incluso nos motivan pues a trabajar y nos compran.
Yeah.
Y con eso pues ya es un punto a nuestro favor pues.
They must compete with many Peruvians who are also plying their trade, and in most cases are what you could call self-employed. But Diogenes Alva, one of the businessmen who built up this bustling hub for commerce, says he doesn't want the street vendors clogging up the streets.
A mí me dicen el rey de Gamarra porque yo desde un principio me he preocupado por Gamarra para que Gamarra se mantenga y la economía siga creciendo, ¿no? Y haya manos de obra para todos los peruanos.
Alva started his working life here cleaning toilets more than half a century ago and says the vendors don't pay rent or municipal taxes, so they shouldn't be here.
Nosotros no queremos eso porque aparte de eso malogra el ornato de Gamarra y aparte son competencias desleales y no deja avanzar a los clientes que vienen, porque una ciudad para que avance tiene que ser ordenada y limpia y segura.
Officially, street vendors are not permitted, but money changes hands and rules are bent. For many of these people, this work is a lifeline. Joining the regulated economy means a lot of red tape and little reward, says Pilar González.
Si tú trabajas en un sitio, ¿no? Un sitio estable, te toman unas horas que de repente tú puedes ocupar a tus hijos, ¿entiendes? Acá puedes estar un par de horas trabajando y después atender a los bebés. A eso no, por eso, bueno, por mi parte yo trabajo así.
Others, like Edwin Crespo, say they earn more money on the streets than they would in a regular job, earning Peru's monthly minimum wage of $260.
Trabajar en empresas, trabajar en fábricas es exportación, ¿no? Acá se gana más, tranquilamente. Sí, sacrificado, pero se gana así.
Gamarra is a maze of shopping arcades, mini malls and textile workshops, a job provider for an enormous workforce from the capital's poorer neighbourhoods. While some businesses are fully above board, others probably are not. It's not easy to say who among the workers belongs to the 2/3 of Peruvians in what economists call the informal economy. Most buildings have the clothes shops at street level, and the rest of the floors are filled with textiles workshops, employing tens of thousands of people from across the Peruvian capital. And during the school holidays, the children sometimes have to come to work too. What's clear is that informality is, by and large, the norm for most of the 100,000 plus people working here. Formal businesses often employ workers off the books, avoiding tax payments and denying them the right to claim social security benefits. Garment manufacturer Magno Chavez has joined the formal economy, but says it's won him few favors from Peru's tax office.
El Estado, cuando tú empiezas una empresa, no te apoya, la SUNAT. Imagínate que si te demoras una semana, un mes, ya te retrasas en pago y al toque te cierra el negocio. Y cosas que no ocurre con las grandes empresas que creo que deben millones de millones y a nosotros, o sea que no nos dejan ni respirar prácticamente, ¿no?
In some ways, small businesses like Chavez's take up the slack for those who don't pay any tax, more than 3/4 of the working population. Tens of millions of dollars are lost through unpaid taxes, and it's a concern for the International Labour Organization, says specialist Julio Gamero.
Hace de que el impuesto mayoritario en el Perú sea el impuesto al valor agregado o el impuesto a las ventas, en el cual desde el más pobre hasta el más rico paga ese impuesto, ¿no? Pero el impuesto a la renta aporta poco, ¿no? Entonces, en realidad, lo que tendré, y eso hace de que en promedio tengamos una presión tributaria que es 14-15% del Producto Bruto, que es insuficiente para las demandas que tenemos.
Peru's economy has come along in leaps and bounds in the last 2 decades. But the state is still catching up with the rapid growth, and it hasn't worked out how to bring the majority into the regular economy, says Rolando Arellano.
Primero, no entienden el sector informal, no conocen, porque lo ven desde un ángulo del burócrata, que en sí es un formal y que quiere hacer que todo entre dentro del sistema actual, cuando lo que hay que hacer es crear una forma distinta para atraer a estos grupos.
But the culture of working independently also throws up opportunities for those on the cutting edge of business innovation in Peru's capital. Those who've worked outside the regular economy often have a more flexible attitude to working hours and conditions. That can be an asset and even an engine for growth. The challenge of rewiring everyday businesses like a motorcycle courier service is a welcome test for young entrepreneurs like Gonzalo PEREZ.
We said, how could technology be applied to this very old industry here, at least in Peru, that didn't use any technology at all when we started. And we looked at Uber, we looked at Easy Taxi and all these taxi apps. We said, let's apply this on-demand technology to the courier service. No? So basically what we do today is connect thousands of messengers to people and companies that need urban logistics services.
Basing the company BEND in the airy halls of Lima's Engineering and Technology University, UTEC, keeps them open to fresh ideas, says PEREZ. But he also wants technology to benefit the riders and, in turn, the country by plugging them into the formal sector.
A lot of people criticize the gig economy in Europe or in the US. Is it fair or not to the messengers, to the workers? Here, I think it ends up making them, helping them in the long run. It helps formalize them. It helps get them into the formal economy. They open up bank accounts. They start paying taxes. So a lot of new opportunities that weren't available to them before are suddenly available to them. And we help them through this entire process. No? We help them go through get a tax ID, open the bank account, et cetera, et cetera. So I think it's definitely a positive thing. There's a lot to do here.
For dispatch riders like 50-year-old Ruben Varela, it's turned his life around and helped him earn more money and have more security.
Sí me ayuda bastante, no solamente en la tecnología, sino también que ahora soy una persona que está facturando, que estoy registrado en SUNAT y eso me da más facilidades y accesos a varias cosas, ¿no? A nuevos productos, créditos y un montón de cosas, de beneficios más.
In many ways, Peru's economy has grown faster than the state can catch up with. And the growing middle class means not only more spending power, but new tastes and lifestyles, says the entrepreneur behind Foodbox.
Hi, I'm Michael Moldauer. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Foodbox. What Foodbox does basically is a meal kit company, so we deliver all the ingredients and the step-by-step recipe to our clients so they can cook at home in a snap.
The startup targets a new generation of young professionals who want to cook but don't have much time. It's a challenge in a city which is known as Latin America's gastronomic capital. But thanks to Startup Peru, a government program which sponsors small, innovative businesses, Lima is a great place to start.
First, the rents are not yet that expensive. The creating a company, it's not very expensive either. And the people is always looking to work for innovative companies and formal companies where they can add security to their lives.
Working independently often takes creativity, and that's a quality Peruvians believe they possess. The flip side of the informal economy's do-it-yourself attitude is an entrepreneurial spirit, which says if the business doesn't exist yet, we can create it. But many working people remain unprotected. In the case of an accident, or at the mercy of abusive employers, says Gamero.
La preocupación de la OIT es porque haya trabajo decente, ¿no? Es decir, trabajo con acceso a salud, a pensiones, ¿no? Con los derechos laborales. En ese sentido, el empleo informal es lo opuesto al trabajo decente, ¿no? Y frente a ello, la OIT está apoyando al gobierno peruano en diseñar estrategias para formalizar el empleo.
High taxes and complicated regulations often prove to be a disincentive for small firms to grow. And the politics doesn't help. Former President Kaczynski had a bold plan to reduce informality, but he couldn't stay in office long enough to execute it.